Happy Transfer Tuesday, everybody. It's that day of the week where we take a look at our money to see if there's any money moves we can make towards a better financial future. And today I did have a couple money moves to talk about because it was a pay week for me. If you guys have been following, you know I'm paid bi-weekly, so every other week is a bit more exciting. This week, a little bit of life admin stuff. I had to set aside some money for my taxes, so I have to put half down up front, which is $900. So I have that saved aside. Yes, $1,800 is quite a bit for taxes, but the people who did them for me last year, I was so not impressed with them. So I have a much better feeling about this CPA company, and I'm totally okay with $1,800. So if anyone is freaking out about that, I feel fine about it. But anyway, $900 was saved for taxes. This is absolutely one of those times where the sinking fund that I set up for annual expenses would come in very handy, say for next year. So hopefully by this time next year, I know I'll have that sinking fund fully funded. But anyway, for now it's out of pocket. So I set $900 aside for doing my taxes, which is not progress obviously towards debt or savings, but it is something that's important, and having a knowledgeable CPA that can work with many different things. If I just had a W-2 job, obviously I would just do TurboTax or something easy, but with the rental property and YouTube income, and there's a lot more into it, particularly this year going forward. So last year's CPA, not a great experience. We'll try another one this year. That being said, another exciting update I did was I moved my emergency fund. I had it in a Chase savings account, and I thought for whatever reason had a low APY. So I always just kind of ignored it because it's not that big of a deal. It's only a couple $1,000s in there, but I went in and looked, and it actually has a 0% APY. So I was like, what? One, why have I not checked on that? And two, no. So I did some research, and I found a high yield savings account with SoFi that offers 3.25% when you sign up for direct deposit. So I have initiated transfer of my emergency fund over to SoFi. I'm very excited, and I set up direct deposit of my YouTube paycheck, of course, to be deposited into that account. It is 1.2 APY until you get your first direct deposit. So on the 21st, when I get that first direct deposit, that should go in as well. And I also set up a bit of direct deposit from work to go into it, just to help automate things. You guys know I love to just automate money things, so it's out of my hands. I don't need to forget about it. I'm not tempted to use the money for something else. So I set up a $50 automated direct deposit from every paycheck to go to my emergency fund as well. My employer, here's the one nice thing I'll ever say about my employer, is I can change my paycheck allocation at any time. I can have it go to as many banks as I want. So I just have like my main bank that most of it goes to, and then I can set up a dollar amount or a percentage of my paycheck to go to any other bank I want, and I can change that anytime. So that's convenient. It's a good way to automate your finances if your employer allows you to do that. Just as a side note, automation makes life happy. So yeah, once the direct deposit gets in there, that'll be 3.25% APY, which is awesome. That's better than my Capital One account that my student loan savings is sitting in. That one's at 3% right now, but I'm going to leave it over there just because I like to keep things separate, and 3% is still doing pretty great. So I do have a link down below if you guys wanted to check out SoFi. Using the referral link, you can get you can get $25 whenever you fund a new checking account with at least $10. So that's pretty great, a free $25 if you're interested in a high yield savings account. Now, I was going to do one more transfer. I was going to put $700 into my Roth IRA for 2022. And then this happened. Yay. So I'm on night shift right now, and this was Friday night, going into work, just like a moment or two after I pulled onto our work access road. Very loud noise. I get out of my car and I just hear all of the air rushing out of my tire in a mad rush. It took about 3 seconds to just drop her flat, and that was discouraging. Luckily, I got to work early because I go to the work gym before I start my shift. So I had time to change it, but it was raining. It was pitch black because we have no street lights on that road. And so I was like holding my phone with my mouth and trying to hold that up so I could see, using the flashlight on it. And it's fine. Obviously, I know how to change a flat tire. I'm not scared of that one bit, but here's a sign, another sign of why I know it's time to find a different job. 2 people left work that night, drove right past me. I don't care. Like, I don't need the help, but do you think that you could maybe just stop for a second and shine your headlights on me so I can at least see what I'm doing? That's cool though. Every man for themselves, right? Anyway, it's time to leave work. No, I mean, it's time to quit. It's time to leave that place. Yay. So, needless to say, the transfer to my Roth did not happen because, yay, I have an all-wheel drive vehicle, and I tried to call around to see if anyone had any decent used tires that matched mine, and they just will not put them on. So, unless you know a guy, you're not going to get a used tire put into a used tire mix on an all-wheel drive car, so you really have to get all 4 new ones when one has an issue. So that's where that $700 plus more is going instead of my Roth. New tires. It's okay. Luckily, I bought the car in 2019 and I have not replaced the tires. They were really good tires on there, and I was hoping they'd make at least one more season, but that's okay. This is the universe saying, nope, you need some new ones, so that's fine. Yay. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for listening to my rant. So yeah, that is another example of why the sinking fund for car, vet, and medical expenses would come in really handy, so I wouldn't have to just pay for this thing out of pocket when it comes up, but that is okay. Like I said in my 2023 money goals video, the car, vet, and medical fund is the first thing getting funded come January 1st, and then after that will be the annual expenses sinking fund, just so I can have those for the year going forward and feel better, and then switch focus back to emergency fund and student loan savings. But definitely would have had both of those, or would have been handy to have both of those this week. It's okay. Signs from the universe, right? Hey, that's all I got. Thank you guys for listening to that. As always, let me know down in the comments what money moves you guys did this week towards your financial goals, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.